The next page we're going to take a look at is called the list page. And when you want to create a list page, all you have to do is go to New Page and name your page. And I'm just going to name it Author Page or Book Page. Select the template list. And then, like with all pages, where do you want this? Put the top level, put under homework. I think I'm going to put, or like I said, you could choose another location, and I've shown you this before. The only reason I'm showing you this is review, review, review. Where would I want to put it under? So maybe I want to put it under the homework page. So I can put it under the homework page and then hit create. When we go back to our page, notice in our sidebar, it does not appear in the navigation sidebar, nor does it appear up in the navigation. Because if you recall, I turned off automatic navigation. So if I want the page to appear, I have to go to Manage Site. And this is what I said, when you do the navigation, it can be a little bit of a pain, but it's something for you to consider. So if I go to Site Layout, sorry about that. If I go to Site Layout, under Sidebar, we can edit the navigation here, and these are the pages that appear. So if I want to add this page, I can look it up, and remember, I put it under Homework. So there's my book page. Select the page to add, and scroll down and say OK. Now it will appear in the sidebar navigation, but it will appear as the same level as Home, Announcement, Important Books, and Homework. And remember, I wanted it to be a sub-page of Homework. So, like I said, I unchecked Automatically Organize My Navigation. If this was checked off in the beginning when I picked what level it to be underneath Homework, it would have automatically put it in the sidebar navigation as a sub-page or a child page of Homework. But since I did not check this off, I have to put it here myself and then move it over so it is a sub-page of Homework. Now you might say, why do you keep showing it this list? And I'll say it again. People always forget, if they uncheck this, that they have to go in and organize it themselves. Or if it's checked off, that it does the organization for you. So now when I click OK, if I want it to be in the edit into the horizontal navigation, I have to add it here as well. So it's a little bit time consuming because you have to keep going back and forth if you uncheck the automatic navigation. So now I click book page again and I say OK, and I have to move it over again and where I want it. I want it under the homework page, so I have to move it up under the homework page, and I'm not sure why this keeps doing this, and then I have to bring it in so it is a sub-page of Homework. So you have to add it in the horizontal navigation, and you have to add it in the sidebar if you want it to appear in both, if you've unchecked automatic navigation. So if I go back to practice again, actually, oops, sorry, I'm going to stay on the page. I did not save. Don't forget to save, or everything I just did and explained to you ad nauseum is gone. So I go to practice again, and it will take me back to, so if I go to book page, and see here it is, it's underneath Homework, and it should be in the navigation. Look, under Homework, it's under book page. Got it? Got it. So now you have the choice of what you want to use this for. You can do action items, you can create an issue list, a unit status, or create your own. Now I'm going to let you explore those on your own because I could take forever just to show you all these different types of pages that you want. So I'm going to do an action list. Or actually, I'm going to do units. Well, let's do an action list. So if you use the template, it shows you here. These are the categories: owner, description, resolution, complete. What I decided to do is show you the different template choices, how they look after. This is just your standard. It was the action list. So the categories that they put in are owner, description, resolution, complete. And what you do is you can add an item to the list and you can put it in. Owner, description, resolution. And what complete does is complete is a checkbox, and you can check it off when this action item is complete. The next list I want to show you, and if I go to Sitemap, I'll show you also something about Sitemap. I made just 2 pages to show you what the issue list template looks like and the unit list template looks like. And if you're ever looking for pages and you're not sure, they don't appear in the sidebar, and you thought you created them, if you go to Sitemap, it'll show you all your pages that you've created, and if you have the automatic navigation turned off, these still will appear in this list, even if you did not add them to the sidebar, so you can remember what you need to add. So that's just a little help. The issue list page looks like this: raised by, owner, priority, issue, resolution. Those are the categories. When you go to add item, this is a text, and then this is a drop box where you can put what priority it is. So that's a different type. You have choices that I'll show you later of what types of fields that you want these list categories to be, and this is what the drop box would look like. And I showed you before what the check mark would look like on the action list with the complete one. And then there's the unit list, about the unit list, and it has status, owner, feature, design, URL. And when I go to add item, these are status, owner, and feature or text box, and this is a URL where you could put a URL in a website address in. So those are basically the different pages, the different types of templates, that you can use. And like I said, you've got those different options: the action item, the issue list, the unit status, or you can just create your own. Now, so the cool thing about this is if I go back in, and I'm going to do a create my own. So if I go to a new page and I'm just going to say list of stuff, I'm just calling it list of stuff. Not the best example, but here it is, list of stuff. I'm making a list page. I'm not worrying where I put it right now because it's just for practice, but remember, choose your location, and if you have automatic navigation turned off, you have to go into More, Manage Site, Site Layout, and then edit your sidebar if you want the links to appear in sidebar. I know you're going to be so sick of hearing me say that, but you'll be so happy because you'll never ever forget it. So when I go to my list of stuff page and I please wait, I'm going to do create my own. And create my own is just naming the column. So I can add the column. I'm just going to call it, let's see, food item. Maybe I'm planning a party, okay? And it's going to be a text. Great. I want to add another column, and I'm going to add another column, and I'm going to say complete, like if someone's bringing it, and I'm going to make it a checkbox. And then I'm going to say add a column, and I'm going to say, oh, let's see, with a drop box, let's see, wine, because maybe someone's going to bring wine. And I'm going to make this a drop-down menu. And my options in my drop-down menu, let's see, are going to be white. And add another red. Beautiful. Then I'm going to add another column, and I'm going to name it website, just so I can show you all the different types you can pick. So I'm going to pick URL for the website. And you know what? I don't know what the date one is, so let's just put date and see what happens, because I have not actually used this type of column. So we basically picked all the different kinds of columns. Now you can sort them by whatever you want: food item, complete, wine. So maybe I'll do food item, and ascending and descending order, it'll be alphabetical. And then I click save. And what's going to pop up is here is all my different categories. So when I go to add an item, and we'll say food item, and let's say we want, it's fish, okay? And what wine goes with it? White wine. And is it complete? I can check it off and say, okay, yes, it's done. And maybe I'll find a web address about white wine, or about fish, sorry. So I went and found a website about fish recipes, and I can copy it and then paste the recipe in here. And it'll either show up like this, or I could do display text and type in fish recipes. And if I want to choose a date, I guess that must be the date column. Let's see what happens. And I hit save. So here it is. Okay, so that's what the date does. You can associate a date with the item. That's what the date category is. Now, this might have not been the best example, but you can kind of see what the different things do. All right. Another thing just to show you is on your book page, my book page, if you choose, I chose like the action list. If you choose a template, you can always go to customize the list and change any of these things that you want and change the text type and add a column. So even if you don't pick create your own, you can go and change whatever you like into whatever type of field detail that you want, okay? If you need to edit an item that you added in your list, for example, you need to change something, or maybe you added a column and you need to fill it in, all you have to do is click on the item and it'll take you into the individual item and you can change whatever you want. And that's all you have to do and resave it. Editing item, simple. Add item, edit item, click on it, customize this list. See, so any list I could add something. So I could add a column and say who. Maybe I'm having a party and I want to say who's bringing it in. And if I click save, watch what it did. It added who, and so I could click on my fish recipe. I didn't want to click on my fish recipe. Sorry about that. Let's try that again. I could click on the fish item, and look, the who column's there, so I could say this person's bringing it, and click save. Simple as that. Add, edit, click, customize the list. Just a couple of more details because I know you're sick of lists. But like I said, if you want to edit an item, you can click on it. It's also a way you can delete the item, not the page, just the item. Click on it, delete the item. If you want to delete the whole list page, that's again more delete the page. Do you want to delete the page? I don't. But if you did, delete the page. Now there's sorting of the list too as well. So if under customize the list, I mentioned it a little before. So it'll sort food item, and if I change it to descending, watch what happens. Meat is above fish because it's alphabetical order. If I go customize this list and say, okay, I want to do it by line and I want to do it ascending, the reds should appear before the whites. See, red before white. So you probably know more about lists than you ever wanted to, but they could be really, really useful. And I'm sorry if my example's not great, but I think you get an idea of how to use them. And if you need help, you know where to reach me.